Just been watching a video by LatumWay, which was kind of a response to Nicotine 2's video, kind of, but also just talking about modern art and Tracey Emin's Bed in particular. It was good, talking about the significance of the intentions of the artist and the artist's biography when you're coming to understand why a piece of art looks the way it does. I mean, that's not the way I would do it, but I can understand what he's saying there. I mean, for me, and this really kind of relates to YouTube and kind of relates to this Making Sense conference and that, which is, it's to do with, it is going to sound elitist, and it is elitist, but it's partly to do with history and contextual knowledge. You know, because people say that you can't really understand modern art unless you know a lot about art, and there is a lot of truth in that. Oops. Sorry, somebody started drilling something out the move. There is a lot of truth in that, you know, but the same is true of any kind of art, to be frank. I'm just trying to think of an analogy. Actually, I can think of an analogy. There's a bunch of paintings. Joseph Wright was a completely realist painter. He did a series of paintings about science, really nice illustrations. He did an experiment with the air pump, and he did one about something like a scientist showing an orrery, you know, one of those models of the solar system, with a candle where the sun should be. And then there's that painting called by El Greco. I think it's sometimes called La Fabula, and it's a bunch of animals and this kid sitting around. But the common feature of those paintings, the Joseph Wright and the El Greco, is that the centre of the picture is this little bit of illuminated space. You know, it's like a candle with light coming out of it, and the faces are beautifully lit by this candlelight, or whatever, you know. But it's a really excellent bit right in the middle of it. And you just think, this is fantastic, it's so beautiful, right? But actually, if you took that bit of paint out the centre there, and just moved it to one side, you know, dismissed the rest of the painting, and just looked at that bit of paint, it looked crap, you know, it looked a bit like a piece of magnolia, you know, like a 1950s bathroom, you know, it's that kind of a colour. Sorry, they started sawing again. We're doing a lot of renovation work here at the Pompidou Centre. Anyway, so if you took that little bit of that beautiful image out and just looked at it on its own, it wouldn't look like anything, as it would just look like this smudge of off-white colour. It's only in the context of the darker colours and the surrounding mix of colours that makes it what it is, really. And the same, I think, is true of something like Tracey Emin's Bed, or a piece that I've got close to my heart right now, which is Sarah Lucas' piece called Bunny, which is basically, she uses found objects. It's a pair of old ladies' tights stretched over the back of a chair and with the legs half stuffed, so it looks a little bit like a rabbit. It's cheap and crap and down and dirty and kind of crudely constructed. But if you choose to not so much look at it, and not even look at Sarah Lucas, really, you don't have to do what LatumWay did about looking for the intentions of the artist or the autobiography. If you just kind of look around it, what else is happening? What other artworks have been made in both the history, but also what kinds of artworks surround it, and what agendas are around it, what kind of political situation is around it. What kind of a world could produce this kind of work? What kind of ideas could be in circulation where this crappy old pair of ladies' tights, half stuffed and pushed over the back of a cheap kitchen chair, it's suggested that has a relationship to one of the kind of sexual fetish object. You kind of look around it, really, right? So you look back in history, you look around at the contemporary art, but also you look around at contemporary society. And for me, those are the dark colours that surround this object. These are all the tones and the greys and the purples and the dark shades that are in Fabula and that are in an experiment with an air pump. But you don't really see them because they're dark. It's only when you get this little bit of an object and you drop it right in the centre of there. You know what I mean? It's an unmade bed. It's a bunny. It's a shark in a tank. It's a plain white canvas. Whatever it is, you drop that right in the centre, and suddenly the whole thing just pops into alignment, and kind of makes a different kind of sense, you know, or it brings to realisation a different kind of thought, really. Or not, you know, you might still not like it, you might think it's crap. I mean, the reason why I think it's got some kind of relationship to YouTube and to this conference I'm at here is because in order to get the effect, or to, you know, the aesthetic effect, or whatever it may be, if you want to call it that, the understanding, the investment isn't in the individual object, just like it's not in that individual smudge of magnolia paint. It's in the whole damn thing working together, you know what I mean? And you have to see the whole thing working all at once. The whole thing is the art, not just the smudge of magnolia paint, and not just the unmade bed, and not just Bunny. Yeah, I think. I mean, obviously it smacks of elitism because we live in this weird society where to know things about art is considered a bit of privilege. But, you know, if people are interested, you know, you can go to the library. And it's a shame there's all that kind of snobbishness attached to it, which is, again, just the opposite of that, isn't it, really? Yeah, that'll do, I think.